So Labyrinth basically was like, fuck the music industry, and he doubled down on that shit, which, as somebody who was once enamored by the music industry, here, let me turn that off. As somebody who was once enamored by the music industry and like low-key wanted to start a career, I saw very quickly, and I met somebody who's like pretty powerful in the music industry, and I just got some insight from them, and I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. I'm not even going to do that shit. But Labrinth basically aired all that shit out, you know. Even somebody as talented and successful as Labrinth was like, yeah, it ain't it. But let's go more into it. So, for just to catch y'all up, for those that don't know, Labrinth isn't letting go of his music industry gripes anytime soon. On Tuesday, March 17th, the singer and producer took to Instagram to share another note about his industry-related woes. Specifically, he detailed his disdain toward the toxic dynamics of the industry. We hover around big stars hoping to be in their place one day, like snakes, wanting to eat their owners, he wrote. Over the course of his career, Labrinth has collaborated with Diplo, Sia, Billie Eilish, Ed Sheeran, and Beyonce. He also composed a score for the first 2 seasons of HBO's Euphoria and reported to have composed season 3's score along with Hans Zimmer. Sorry, I got WhatsApp on my fucking computer. However, it appears that the British hitmaker has felt burdens of the industry for a long time and refuses to hold his frustrations any longer. So he said, this is the second post. There was like a first post that he was basically like, you know, like, I'm done with this industry, I'm out, peace. It was like really short, and my wife sent me that shit. In the second one, he said, we hover around big stars hoping to be in their place one day like snakes waiting to eat their owners. We walk into this industry as pure creatives that wish to share color and get turned into wolves of Wall Street, dribbling over stocks and shares. We have meaningful relationships with like-minded people and discard them as soon as bigger opportunity arrives. This is facts, bro. Who the fuck said this is normal or okay to turn what I call God's noise, which he refers to as music, into business transactions? I don't subscribe. Listen, bro, why am I in a WhatsApp group? First of all, like, leave me alone, dog. Leave me alone. Do not disturb. Leave me alone. Oh, it's my AC. Sorry, ADHD. Yeah, bro. Let's see. Hold on. There's more. So yeah, the first post was basically fuck Columbia, double fuck Euphoria, I'm out. Thank you and good night. And then some of the comments of that post said, yes, it can be pretty awful what is surrounding the art. Natasha Bedingfield said that shit. And then harmful to the creative child within, listening to the intuition and approaching art with a playful innocence and prioritizing what we do is the antidote. I genuinely think about this every day, wrote Dove Cameron. There was a bunch of other comments on that post that I was like, damn, man, this is like really a fucking thing. But to be honest with you, bro, I've always felt this way. And I have a bunch of friends that like, and again, I spent a couple of years trying to get, like, really trying to push my music, like paying for ads and like really trying to get my music out there. And again, like, when I met somebody who was like, who is very successful in the music industry, and also my cousin, like, she was, I'm not gonna say her name, but she was pretty successful in the music industry. She was a star, and then she decided she didn't want it. Like, I talked to her on the phone a few years ago, and she just didn't want to do music anymore because of the industry. And now she doesn't do music anymore, you know? But it's like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I've known it, and I've gotten sniffs of it. I haven't like tasted it myself, like the way Labrinth is talking about, but I've gotten sense of it to the point where like I with my music, I was like, I enjoy. It got to a point where I stopped liking making music. It got to a point where I didn't want to make music anymore because there was like pressure and it wasn't as fun anymore. And I had to like compromise certain things about my music. I had to make it like marketable and like do everything but music. And at that point, I was just kind of like, I was already out. I was like, you know, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do it like that anymore. And so I stopped making music altogether for like a year or two. And now I'm just finally getting back into it. I got a new mic. You know what I'm saying? I'm just now getting back into it and I'm enjoying it a little more than I used to because I'm not looking at it from like a how can I break into the industry. And to be honest with you, I'm making music for myself. I'll post a clip on my Instagram page. I'll post a clip to like share it, but I'll finish the song on my own, and if I feel like posting, I will, but 9 times out of 10 I don't post my music. There will be a day when I put all my music out just to like do kind of like a clean slate and I'll put it somewhere for like, you know, for people to hear because, you know, you do want to share your art. But I'm going to put it in like a protected space where I'm not worried about what other people think. You know what I mean? Like, again, music is sacred to me, or it's gotten sacred to me again, and I don't want to compromise it. You know what I mean? I just don't want to compromise it with like opinions and industry and money and like, so I'll say that. If there's something that you really love, like, don't compromise that shit. You know what I mean? Because it can be really sad. It can be really sad when you stop loving it because of the fact that you didn't protect it. So I feel what Labrinth is talking about. I feel what he's talking about. All right.